Hello, and thank you for joining me virtually. I'm Dr. Monica Taylor, Chair of Delaware County Council. As you may know, March is Women's History Month, a time we set aside to commemorate and encourage the study, observance, and celebration of the vital role women have played in American history. Throughout history, women have fought tirelessly to broaden democracy, to ensure we are all treated equally, and to encourage young girls to reach for new heights. Delaware County is fortunate to have numerous members of the community and organizations who work to educate, celebrate, and promote female leaders in our community and throughout history. Our libraries across Delaware County and our schools are hosting events and classes to teach students about Women's History Month and about the achievements and contributions of women. The theme for this year's Women's History Month is celebrating women who tell our stories and recognizes women, past and present, who have been active in all forms of media and storytelling, including print, radio, TV, stage, screen, blogs, podcasts, news, and social media. The theme honors women in every community who have devoted their lives and talents to producing art and news, pursuing truth, and reflecting society decade after decade. This month, we reflect on and celebrate the contributions of women to United States history. From Abigail Adams to Susan B. Anthony, from Rosa Parks to Kamala Harris, we celebrate these trailblazers and the legacies they have created. I and my fellow female colleagues, Elaine Schaefer and Christine Ruther, are also extremely proud and humbled to be part of history here in Delaware County. 3 of the 5 members of council are women, and for the first time in Delaware County's history, 2 females now hold the chair and vice chair titles. That is absolutely incredible to be a part of. It's important to County Council to participate in events in the community to recognize Women's History Month. With the help of our wonderful Delaware County libraries, we are able to join you virtually and celebrate Women's History Month together. I hope you enjoy the book I picked out for you. Find a comfy spot so you can hear a story about Edna Lewis, a famous chef and cookbook author who championed for the purity of ingredients, regional cuisine, and farm-to-table eating. This year's Women's History Month book is also the Longwood Gardens Community Read Children's Selection for 2023. Bring me some apples and I'll make you a pie. A story about Edna Lewis by Robbin Gourley, with permission of HarperCollins Children's Books.
Whippoorwill, calls the little gray bird. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill. The melody echoes through the quiet woods and wends its way down the hill to the just waking farm. This is the sound Edna's been waiting for all winter long. Time to get up, she says, poking her sleepy little sister. I hear the whippoorwill. That means it's gathering time. I'm ready for the taste of spring. Whippoorwill!
After breakfast, Edna and her sister head out to the fields to pick wild strawberries, the first fruit of the season. Mama says, better hurry. You'll need to outrun those rabbits to get all the berries. Daddy says, fill as many baskets as you can. Larder's empty. Sister says, 1 for the basket and 1 to taste. Edna says, there'll be strawberry shortcake for dessert tonight.
A few days later, with the chill almost gone from the early morning air, Auntie and the children gather wild greens before the leaves unfurl. Mustard, purslane, dandelion, and peppery watercress, too. Says Auntie. A fresh, crisp salad to nourish the heart and soul, as well as the body. Edna recites, but I have never tasted meat, nor cabbage, corn, or beans, nor milk or tea that's half as sweet as the first mess of greens.
Soon the catbird is back, and the dogwoods are blooming. Edna follows Daddy behind the plow, pressing her bare feet into the soft, just-turned earth. The plow tosses up roots from the nearby sassafras trees, each piece a prize in Edna's hands. Edna says, I'll make hot tea from the roots and sweeten it with milk and molasses. Daddy says, sassafras heals what ails you. Sassafras makes you feel all right. Drink the tea in the morning and sleep all night.
Spring turns into summer, and Edna leads Daddy to a beehive she's found, deep in the fragrant honeysuckle woods. He breaks the comb and gathers all the delicious dark amber nectar. Edna dips her finger into the bucket. Honey on hot biscuits sweetens the morning, she says, smacking her lips. Then she recites, a swarm of bees in May is worth a load of hay. A swarm of bees in June is worth a silver spoon. A swarm of bees in July is not worth a fly.
A warm breeze is blowing, and it's cherry picking time. Everyone races to the trees and up the ladders to fill buckets and bellies with the ripe fruit. Edna says, a deep dish cherry pie. That'll be the reward for all our hard work. Brother says, look at that bird in the cherry tree. He's eating them one by one. He's shaking his bill. He's getting his fill as down his throat they run.
When the wild blackberries are ripe, Edna, sister, and brother forage early in the day before thunderstorms start to rumble. Sweet berries stain hands and lips and teeth blue. Brother says the ripe ones come easiest off the vine, and the lowest ones are the sweetest. Watch out for snakes. They like berries too. Edna calls across the brambles. How about we make a summer pudding or a cobbler, or just have a bowl full of berries with sugar and cream? Oh, the blackberry. Summer pudding, blackberry cobbler.
Long about midsummer, it's time to gather sun-ripened peaches from the orchard. Edna eats them straight from the tree, and the warm, sweet juice runs down her chin. Mama says 6 perfect peaches make a perfect pie. That's true, Edna says, but the best dessert on a hot summer day is peach ice cream, and there'll be plenty of willing hands to help turn the crank on the ice cream bucket. Peaches, Auntie sighs, pure as angels, sweet as love.
Edna plucks garden-warm tomatoes from a vine heavy with fruit and places them in Mama's outstretched apron. Southern dirt mixed with southern sun makes a right sassy tomato, Mama says. My favorite lunch above all is a tangy tomato sandwich.
Sugar baby watermelons ripen in the fields. As the sun sets, the family gathers round and Daddy plugs the melons till he finds a perfect one. Melons are just like friends, Granny says. Gotta try 10 before you get a good one. Everyone savors the crisp, cool, juicy slices. The children spit the seeds as far as they can. Daddy says, save some of those seeds to plant for new melons. Between slurps, Edna says, save the rinds. We'll make watermelon pickle.
In high summer, even mornings are hot and dry. Edna, brother, and sister stand at the edge of the cornfield in the shade of the pine trees where the night's coolness still hovers. Corn on the cob makes the best summer supper, says brother. I say it's corn pudding that does that, says Edna. Skillet cornbread is my favorite, says sister. And then she sings, "Wake up, Jakin, day's a breakin', frying pan's on and cornbread's bakin', bacon in the pan, coffee in the pot, get up now and get it while it's hot."
Out in the vegetable patch, tidy rows of beans are ready for the picking. Bushel baskets fill quickly as 3 pairs of hands make a game at pulling beans from the bushes. "A bowl of speckled butter beans for dinner tonight," says sister. "Rattlesnake and Christmas beans next," says Edna. "We're rich as kings as long as we have beans," says Mama.
Edna skips beside brother down the farm lane to the leafy vineyard. Sunny clusters of muscadine grapes grow in wild abundance, vines twisted to the treetops. Ripe grapes make a perfect afternoon feast. "I love the jams these grapes will make," Edna says. "Come winter, it'll be a little taste of summer." Brother nods. On a cold day, there's nothing more comforting than a thick slice of bread piled high with Mama's grape jam.
It's back to school just as the apples start to ripen. They crunch with every bite and taste as sweet as honeycomb. "There's so much to do with good apples," says Edna. "With bushels of apples in the cellar, we'll have apple butter and apple cider and apple sauce all winter long. But today, I'll make apple crisp, sweet and tart at the same time." And then she sings, "Don't ask me no questions and I won't tell you no lies, but bring me some apples and I'll make you some pies. And if you ask questions about my having the flour, I'll forget to use lasses and the pie will be sour."
On a coming of winter morning, there's still one more harvest to gather. The leaves are falling, and so are the nuts. Ping, ping, ping. Pecans and walnuts clatter on the rooftop. The family fills baskets full of them. Edna cracks the shells and picks out the tiny nut meat. "Nut butter cookies and walnut bread will taste mighty good," she says. Then Granny sings, "Raccoon up the pecan tree, possum on the ground. Raccoon shake the pecans down, possum pass 'em around."
As the first snow falls, Edna inspects the cellar. It's full of good things: nut cakes and cookies, honey and jam, 3 kinds of dried beans, rows of canned corn, jars of tomatoes, and crocks of pickles line the shelves. "You can never have too much summer," says Edna.
The house fills with the aromas of cooking, warming the spirit on a cold afternoon. "Long winter ahead," says Daddy. "Without winter, there'd be no spring," says Mama. "That's right," says Edna, "and come spring, we'll hear the whippoorwill call. And then we'll all go gathering again."
I hope you enjoyed the book. This is just one of many books about women who have shaped history in our great country. I encourage you to visit your local library and check out some of the many books they have featuring inspirational women. Thanks for joining us.